Hey, this is Pranav here, and today I want to talk about Adam Grant's big idea from his book Give and Take. If you don't know me, if this is the first video that you're watching, my name is Pranav, and every week I try to take one big idea from an expert, a consultant, a founder, and try to break it down so that you and I we can craft compelling messages, compelling big ideas. Because if you have a compelling big idea, you don't really need to crush your competition. You don't really need to write aggressive hooks. You don't need to go after attention. And you can simply pull the right people by the power of a compelling message. So let's dig into today's very short video. I'm titling it I Can Stop Fighting, and you'll understand the meaning of this title in just a minute. So Adam Grant's book Give and Take is a huge bestseller. It's extremely popular. Really, the question is, why does this idea that givers succeed more than takers? If you look at the cover, it says why helping others drives our success. The core idea here is that givers, so he divides he creates two personalities. One is givers and the second is takers. So givers are someone a giver is someone who is very generous, who likes to help others, who is yeah, essentially helpful. And takers is someone who is selfish, who simply wants to take favors from others, take help from others, but not give anything in return. So why does this idea work? Of course, the book is good. I'm not talking about the product right now. I'm only talking about the message or the big idea. Why does this big idea work? And the answer is simple. It's giving me hope. This big idea is giving me hope. So let me elaborate on that. I have always felt uncomfortable with being selfish. So when I say I here, I'm not necessarily referring to myself. I'm referring to someone who comes across Adam Grant's work or comes across this book. And this is the story that he's telling himself or herself. Not in these words, of course, but this is the narrative that is going on, which is that, hey, I've always felt uncomfortable with being selfish. But for the longest time, I thought, hey, if I want to succeed in this cruel, brutal world, I need to suppress that part of me. I need to push down that part of me which is uncomfortable being selfish, because being selfish is the only way to succeed in this world. Being a taker, being someone who only takes from others and only works in self interest is the only way to succeed in this world, was the belief that I was operating with. And of course, this belief was creating conflict in me because inherently I don't like being selfish. I like being a giver. I like being someone who does good because that is my natural way of being. But this world was turning me into a person that I'm not. And so I kept fighting myself. But now I feel hopeful. Now I feel hopeful because Adam Grant, with all his research, is telling me that, hey, givers actually succeed more than takers. That gives me hope. The two parts of my life that were in conflict with one another are no longer in conflict because I can succeed by being a giver. I can succeed by being generous, by being a good person, and not being not and I don't really need to put on this mask of being someone who is selfish. So the moral of the story is that a big idea unburdens the audience by saying you don't need to fight yourself anymore. A big idea gives your audience the permission to accept who they are.